This is an educational video designed to help those of legal smoking age switch to a less harmful alternative. I'm not promoting the sale or purchase of these products.
Nobody likes a bogan.
G'day bloody dickheads, Bogan back again for another Ridgy Didge review. Hope you're all doing tip fucking top. These days it is hard as fuck to come up with a mod that doesn't look like anything you've seen before, but Telli mods have managed to do that. It's called the Arcs and it is a work of art. Absolutely incredible design here. It is based around the air intakes of the Ducati Panigale, is that right? Panigale? I'm not a big MotoGP guy, I'm not a big motorbike guy, but yeah, they've modeled this around the air intakes of a Ducati motorbike and it is just absolutely incredible. I mean, look at that, just a really cool piece. Aluminium is the black, stainless steel obviously on the battery tube, single 18650, DNA 60C. The tank that I've got sitting on here is from Kaiser Mods. It is the caliber 2330 and I think it looks real fucking nice on there and it fits real fucking nice in the hand. So Telli mods been around for a decade nearly now, making very high quality pieces out of Italy, and I saw Mark Todd get one of these a good few months ago. I think he got one of the prototypes he was helping them test before the release, and I was genuinely a little bit fucking jealous. I thought I'd like to get me hands on one of those, so I feel very privileged to be sent one now to tell you guys about. Just a fucking cool piece. It's a DNA 60C, so it's going to do what you expect it to do, but they have done something pretty clever with the USB-C. I'll show you when we get down the up and close. Let's take it for a little ripperoo. 20 fucking watts, 0.77 ohm coil, performing as you fucking want it and expect it to, being a DNA 60C board. This is really about the aesthetics and the hand feel. It feels really nice. Not only does it look good, but yeah, the shape just lends itself to a very ergonomic feel. We're going to get down, have a good squid at this thing, show you all the bits and bobs, but before we can get to any of that, as always, we got to crack a fucking beer, eh? We got a bit of a specialty line today, Vault City's Marvelous Liquids. This is their brain melting fluid. It's a lemon, lime and raspberry super sour. It says on the can here, the tangiest fluid in the Vault City universe, a 6 on our sour scale, which to date has only ever gone up to 5. Brain melting fluid is a face scrunching, tongue twisting sour infused with lemon and lime juice, sherbet and a hit of raspberry that shocks with electric sharpness till your brain short circuits. Well, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I like a real sour beer, so I'm looking forward to trying this one. 6.8 fucking percent ABV, and Vault City, as we know, brewing up in Edinburgh, Scotland. Let's just see how fucking brain melting this is.
Let's drink a beer. Let's drink it here. 'Cause tonight is all that's here.
Now, maybe it was the green on the can, but I was expecting a limey green beer, but I guess the raspberry is going to be the dominant color in the mix here. Oh, you can smell the acidity on that one. Fucking cheers. Wow. Yeah, that is the most sour beer I've had in a while. I can think of only one other beer from down under that is as sour as that. That is, that's good. It's watering the eyes. It is tingling the gums. That is fucking great. But yeah, there's lemon, there's lime in there, and then there's that nice natural raspberry on the end there. That is just fucking good. Oh, that is so good. Lip puckering goodness. Very sour, obviously. You get that real whack of acidity up front. The lime and the lemon are sort of the first things that you taste, and then that kind of makes way for a nice, smooth, but sharp and tangy raspberry. That is just outstanding. If you like sour beers, if you're a fan of raspberries and citrus, definitely pick yourself up one of those. Absolutely outstanding. But of course, we got to pair it up with a liquid. What better to go with this beer than the Fluid's latest release, Ricky. This is the Cherry Lime Cream Float. Absolutely love this liquid, should go well. It's a really well layered liquid. You get the cherry, you get the lime, you get that vanilla creaminess, the ice cream you would get in a soda float kind of thing, and it should go well, I think, with our raspberry, lemon and lime here. Oh, that is good. Yeah, I think it's the creamy float aspect of this liquid that is really working nicely with the beer. It's very sharp, it's very tangy, it's very acidic, but the addition of that float aspect, the vanilla, really, really nice. And I think maybe boosting some more of the raspberry out of the beer. Oh, that is absolutely fucking delicious. As I said, the vanilla in this Ricky's really works well. It's kind of turning it into a little bit of a sour milkshake, but the cherry with the raspberry, perfect little fucking pair there. And obviously the lime really working with all those citrus flavors. Just a perfect little pair. But enough waffling, let's get down the up and close. Let's have a sticky beak. Okie fucking dokie, Mrs. Bloody Pokey. This is the packaging. Nice little metal tin all engraved on there. Let's have a look at what you get inside. You will find the mod, of course. USB charging port. Certificate of authenticity. But let's get into it. So, as I mentioned at the start, it is a mixture of aluminium and stainless steel. It is 300 HV hard anodized aluminium. So a really, really high quality, durable anodizing finish, matte anodizing finish on the black areas, and then obviously the stainless steel on the battery tube and cap, and you got some stainless steel buttons. Really, really well done. I mean, Telli's mods have been making super high quality shit for a long time now. CNC out of Italy. They do all of the Consu Tech stuff, so we've seen their work before with anything I've reviewed from Consu Tech. This is just, as I said, a fucking work of art. I mean, look at that thing. It's so cool. You got a little bit of engraving up the top here. And then I believe you'll have a serial number on yours down the bottom here. They put a little Bogan logo on there, which is a nice little touch. You got a really deep engraving for the ARX logo there. Positive and negative buttons. Fire button, and your screen. Really nicely done, the way this kind of just fits in to the D here, and your 510. I think this looks like it is maybe DLC finished, the black DLC finish, which is again very, very high quality durability. You've got a spring-loaded 510 pin there, and you can see you've got the back cut out of that area, so airflow really won't be a problem. Now you can fit up to a 23mm atomizer. Let's have a look at what the caliber looks like on here. It's a very short RTA, the caliber, so this is what your short tanks are going to look like. I think it suits it really nicely. Obviously you could go with a black tank, or you could go with a stainless steel tank. I think for me personally, because you've got the stainless steel on this side, I kind of like having a stainless steel tank and then a black drip tip. I think that just looks really nice, kind of the contrast of the two different sort of tones, black and stainless steel. But you can do whatever the fuck you want. Now that's a short tank. If we put a longer tank on here, that's what she's going to look like with the OSTR from Monarchy. This is quite a tall tank. It still sits really nicely. I prefer a shorter platform on my SBS mods. That's just me personally. I know there are others out there that like the longer, deeper sort of platform for their SBS mods, but I really like the higher platforms. But yeah, that's what a longer tank looks like on there. And let's just have a look at the machining on here. I mean, there's a reason why you are paying the premium price for Italian CNC'd mods, because it's just absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now the battery cap, buttery smooth. The threads are just so buttery smooth. Let's chuck a battery in here. It does have a spring-loaded battery contact down in there. So as you screw this cap on, it starts to get stiff at the sort of last few turns as you could sort of hit that springy contact in the bottom. But there you go. Now the website says an external USB port, and so I thought that just meant a visible USB port, and I'm looking around and I'm going, where the fuck is the USB port? Is that a mistake on the website? Has it translated from Italian to English incorrectly? And then I realized that these are not air vents, all right? These are not air vents. What they've very cleverly done, because obviously you've got a very small space in here to put the board and the screen, and your USB-C port is kind of like a little separate board. Often in your mods, there'll be like a ribbon between the USB-C and the board, or these little prongs, but you can kind of put it in different places and then have it wired into the board. What they've done is actually make it an external connection piece to save on space on the mod. I mean, obviously if you want to charge via USB-C, you've got to be careful. You don't want to bend these prongs, but for me personally, I don't really charge my mods via USB-C. I usually just take the battery out and put it in a charger and put in a fresh battery. So this is really going to be useful when you're doing, updates and tweaks and changes on eScribe, which is not very often, right? If you want to plug it into eScribe, you're going to do that, every now and again. But that's how you get your USB-C connection. You've got these little prongs here that just slide into those little holes, and now you can plug it into your computer and do all of your tweaking and changes on eScribe. So I think that's really clever because it's a really unique mod, a unique shape, and trying to put a USB-C port on here, it wouldn't work, right? You'd have to make it bigger. You wouldn't be able to do this. So really clever bit of engineering there. So let's have a look at the home screen. It's pretty standard stuff. It is a DNA 60C. They've got their own little theme on here, a bit of a carbon background going on. You've got the mode, you've got the resistance, you got your voltage being applied there. We can adjust it in 1 watt increments. It is obviously a DNA 60C, so it goes up to 60 watts. Flick it over to the mode. You've got watts, you've got stainless steel 316. I think that's titanium, nickel, NiFi 30, 40, and then replay mode. But obviously you can plug it into eScribe and do whatever the fuck you want. Jump into the settings, all the usual stuff there, coil, status, system. You can go in and, remeasure resistance, adjust the wattage there, turn on the boost, all that sort of thing. Status will tell you the voltage left in your battery. You've got your temp control adjustments. Yeah, all the usual stuff. But yeah, you can go in and tweak all of this in eScribe, change the theme, the layout, how it looks, download all sorts of different themes, and customize it to your liking. But yeah, a nice simple little theme here. So yeah, that is about it. I mean, we could spend ages just looking and gawking at the beautiful high quality CNCing. Oh, I forgot there's a little diamond, little Telli's Mods logo on there. But it is just so beautifully done and comfortable in the hand. As I said, ergonomically, this D shape it works really well. You've got a nice little kind of nub up here which sits nicely in the thumb groove. I kind of fire it with my middle finger and it just feels really comfortable in the hand. But enough waffling, let's jump back up top, wrap this up. So there you go, dickheads, the ARCs. Let's just get stuck into pros, and are there any fucking cons? Have I got anything to complain about? Pros, well, aesthetically, I just love this piece. It's just super cool, super unique, hard to find something that, looks really original these days, and they certainly have done that. It just looks wicked. It just looks fucking cool. It's also really comfortable in the hand. The D shape just nestles in there nicely. The rounded battery tube fits nicely in your thumb there, and yeah, then your fingers just wrap around here, and it's a really ergonomic, comfortable mod to hold. Like the position of the fire button, like that you've got some fully exposed airflow, which is harder to do on a side-by-side because often the nature of a tank being side-by-side with the battery, the back area is often covered and your airflow may not line up too well. With this thing, you don't really have that issue. You've only got 2 little sections on the sides that are possibly covering your airflow. So design-wise, they've done a fantastic job of putting a DNA 60C chip into such a small space. Very clever, putting an external, a removable USB-C port, allowing you to still update and change things on eScribe, but still keeping it so fucking compact. Obviously DNA 60C is a Proski, probably my favorite board. Yep, it is my favorite fucking board to put in a single battery device. Build quality is outstanding. I mean, this thing is just so well machined. The Italians are renowned for their precision manufacturing, and yeah, this is a perfect example of just perfect quality. There is absolutely nothing to complain about or I think really improve on when it comes to the final fit and finish. It's just so nicely done. The threading on the battery cap, all of the CNC work on the aluminium is just absolutely fucking beautiful. But cons, have I got anything to fucking complain about? Honestly, no. I think there is nothing here that personally I think is a con. The only thing that you could point out would be the external removable, detachable, whatever you want to call it, USB-C. Now, understand you have to do it. You could not make this shape with the USB in the actual body. It wouldn't work. You would have to have a chunky section somewhere. It wouldn't look as good. It would be bigger. You know, it's not possible. They have been really clever in, you know, doing this system, still allowing you to plug it in to eScribe, do your updating. You can charge it via this little plug-in port here. I personally wouldn't charge on this thing on a regular basis, just because I'd be worried about bending these prongs, using it all the time and eventually, you know, snapping them. The only issue I could see is if I go on holiday, often I don't take a charger with me. I want to travel light, just take a USB-C cable and plug my mods in to charge my batteries. At home, I'm always using an external charger anyway, so it really doesn't bother me. But yeah, the only time that this mod would be not as handy as some other devices is if I was away from home and I wanted to be able to plug it in and charge it. You'd have to take this guy with you. I wouldn't want to fucking lose it. So really, that's the only thing. It's really not an issue, as I said, because I'm going to use an external charger 99% of the time. But for those of you that do like to charge on a regular basis through your DNA boards, you are going to need to plug this guy in and, you know, be careful with those little prongs there. But not really a con, just a factor of having such a unique, slender, stripped down shape. Now, as always, I can't tell you where to fucking find these things thanks to YouTube community guidelines, and being made in Italy, they are not fucking cheap. Pretty premium price tag, but right in line with any other mod coming out of Europe with these sorts of CNC'd machining techniques. It's not cheap to manufacture over there. So yeah, not going to be to everyone's budget, but for those that like the fancy fucking, you know, Italian-made stuff, it's priced as you would fucking expect it. So that's enough out of me, dickheads. I'm going to bugger off, but as always, if you can hit the like and maybe think about hitting the subscribe button on your way out, always a fucking appreciated. If you want to keep me doing my fucking thing and think about becoming a Patreon, I do special content. I do a vlog on there once a week you won't see here on YouTube, and a big cheers to all those Patreon supporters. But if you can't, or you just don't fucking want to, that's all good. You sit back, you sub-arm your fucking dicks off, or your bloody tits off. Remember, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is you're vaping on, whether it's premium and Italiano or cheap and cheerful Chinese, as long as you're not banging the bloody bungers, that's all that matters. Cheers for tuning in. Cheery fucking O.